Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. And it seems that we have with the Trump trials that it's kind of already kind of derailing as it is because, of course, we all know they don't have a leg to stand on. And that's kind of the issues that we have here with the whole DEI situation, to where the leg is not very strong. Or not DEI, but the case and the whole Stormy Daniels situation. And of course, we know that when it further gets into these cases, we find out that over time and time again that these people are lying. They're known liars. They're people that cannot be trusted. And we all know this is a political attack rather than an actual justice type of situation. I would like to have justice actually be justice, not a political attack to try to get your enemy out of your area of your competing against you for the presidency. But we have this here from the Washington Times saying Michael Cohen's former lawyer accused him of lying on stand about payment to Stormy Daniels. We have this here. A lawyer who briefly represented Michael Cohen told a House committee Wednesday that Mr. Cohen lied on the stand about key details in former President Donald Trump's criminal hush money case. The lawyer also said Mr. Cohen told him, "I swear to God, I don't have anything on Donald Trump." Lawyer Robert Costello, who represented Mr. Cohen from April to July of 2018, when Mr. Cohen's business dealings were under investigation by federal prosecutors, said Mr. Cohen's testimony in the ongoing hush money trial has been full of lies. I read Michael Cohen's testimony from yesterday's trial in New York on the way down on the train, and virtually every statement he made about me was another lie. Mr. Costello said at a hearing before the House Representation of the Federal Government Subcommittee. Mr. Costello testified that Mr. Cohen told him he did not have believed porn actress Stormy Daniels' claim about her sexual encounter with Mr. Trump in 2006. Mr. Cohen told Mr. Costello he thought it would be terribly embarrassing if Ms. Daniels went public with the story. He said, "I didn't want to embarrass Melania Trump. That's why I decided to take care of this on my own," Mr. Costello recalled. Mr. Cohen told him the money to silence Ms. Daniels' story was obtained through a home equity line of credit because he didn't want anyone to know where he got the money. Mr. Costello's story clashes with Mr. Cohen's testimony in court, where he claimed Mr. Trump signed the check to Mrs. Daniels and was at the center of the effort to quash her story. Everything required Mr. Trump's sign-off. Mr. Cohen testified this week. Mr. Costello said Mr. Cohen, who acted as the former president's fixer, told him he was acting on his own when he paid off Ms. Daniels and did it to get back into the inner circle of Donald Trump. Mr. Costello said Mr. Cohen felt betrayed when he was not tapped for a White House job. He said Mr. Cohen lied on the stand about key details and liked to cherry-pick certain emails or text messages to make them look like something else. Mr. Costello also said Mr. Cohen lied about him working with former Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani in 2018 to keep him quiet about the hush money payments. The back channel was Bob Costello to Rudy Giuliani to President Trump. Mr. Cohen said on the stand Tuesday. Several emails were shown in the court to bolster Mr. Cohen's claims. "I just spoke to Rudy Giuliani and told him I was on your team. Rudy was thrilled and said that this could not be a better situation for President Trump or you. He asked me if it was okay to call the president and Jay Sekulow, I believe that's how you pronounce it, I don't know, and I said fine," said one email from Costello, Mr. Cohen. "Sleep well tonight. You have friends in high places." Another email from Mr. Costello said after he had a conversation with Mr. Giuliani. Mr. Costello said the allegations were ridiculous because when he first met Mr. Cohen, he seemed distraught and eager to say or do anything to stay out of jail. "I would do whatever the F I have to do. I will never spend one day in jail," Mr. Costello said. Mr. Cohen told him repeatedly during their meeting at Loews Regency Hotel in Manhattan, adding that Mr. Cohen even admitted to contemplating the pike to get out of his legal troubles. Mr. Costello told him that one way to stay out of jail was to provide any damning evidence against Mr. Trump because that was likely who prosecutors were really after. But Mr. Cohen said he had nothing. "I swear to God, Bob, I don't have anything on Donald Trump," Mr. Costello said Mr. Cohen told him multiple times. Mr. Cohen had waived attorney privilege, allowing Mr. Costello to testify about their conversations on Wednesday. Mr. Costello said he tried to warn Manhattan attorney Alvin Bragg, the man who brought brought the hush money case against Mr. Trump that Mr. Cohen was an inveterate liar. He provided all the details to Mr. Bragg and Mr. Trump's lawyers. Mr. Bragg declined to meet with him. Mr. Cohen is set to take the stand again Thursday to continue with cross-examination. So yeah, that's what's going on there. And I'm not really surprised by this, that these people are active liars. Of course, I don't really... here's the problem that we have as well, too, guys, right? Is that either you have a Trump-elected judge or, or a conservative judge. Everybody's going to have their biases, and everybody's going to have their, their opinions on the matter of on how fair the actual law is. And to be honest, I can't really blame them. Because if you're having a far leftist get prosecuted by a conservative person, you're probably going to think the conservative is going to be biased towards the leftists, assuming that you are another leftist looking at this, right? So, again, it's just something that people are going to have these biases about. Now, I understand that we would have seen the same case here with President Trump. And we say it's a bias. But the only reason why I think it's a bias is because it's way too often to where we have seen many times where the jury has said that they are already biased against Trump, or some of the jury members saying that he can't have a fair trial, which one has literally said that. And then we have more of these people constantly coming out saying that they were already super biased against Trump. And when that kind of comes out, you end up seeing, okay, well, no, that's a problem. These people have actively said and have come out that we don't like Trump, we're biased against him, and these people have actively done this. So, again, we have automatically seen that to where these people are biased. And that's against the law. You can't just prosecute somebody because you're biased against them. You have to be, absolved from actually be a person of that case because you have a biases toward it. So this is the reason why this is an issue, right? Like, we have these biases that is happening, and it can't stand, right? And, of course, these people are lying. It says, Michael Cohen has nothing on Donald Trump, his former attorney tells the Weaponization Committee. Michael Cohen's former attorney Robert Costello testified under oath on Wednesday that former President Donald Trump had nothing to do with hush money payment made to, porn star Stormy Daniels, and it was all Cohen's idea. Costello, who advised Cohen after he was slapped with federal charges in 2018, detailed to the House Judiciary Subcommittee of the weaponization of the federal government conferences that took place that year when he claimed Cohen was on the brink of offing himself and desperately looking for an escape route out of his legal problems. Costello made clear he can relay their conversations because Cohen waived the attorney-client privilege. I swear to God I don't have anything on Donald Trump, Cohen told him at the time. So, if you say he doesn't have anything on Donald Trump, and this was all around 2018 or what have you, then that is a problem, right? That he's actively lying under oath that, now he once said, I don't have anything on Donald Trump, so I can't go against him. And then now all of a sudden he does have something against Donald Trump. What is it here? Did something else come out recently that you got hold that he did something like this? Because that's the thing, right? And of course we have this here from Michael Cohen's former lawyer Robert Costello just revealed that Cohen has nothing on President Trump. I swear to God, Bob, I don't have anything on Donald Trump. And it goes on to say here, the road and that the U.S. Attorney General office would run over him if it led them to Donald Trump. I explained that if Cohen had truthful information that would implicate Donald Trump, I could get him out of his legal troubles by the end of the week if he cooperated against Donald Trump. I emphasized that any information Cohen could give would have to be truthful, otherwise it was useless. I did this numerous times during our first 2-hour meeting. Each time Cohen said to me, I swear to God, Bob, I don't have anything on Donald Trump, Cohen must have said this at least 10 times because I kept coming back to it from different approaches. Cohen kept on saying, guys, I want you to remember I will do whatever the F I have to do. I will never spend one day in jail. I even said to Cohen at one point, Michael, now is the time to tell the truth and cooperate if you want your legal problems to disappear. Cohen would again reply, I swear to God, Bob, I don't have anything on Donald Trump. After hearing this several times, I said to Cohen, Michael, think about this. You said the other night you were on the roof of the Regency and seriously contemplating jumping off because you couldn't handle the pressure of the upcoming criminal case. So I want you to consider, isn't it easier to cooperate against Donald Trump if you have truthful information than it is to jump yourself? Cohen's answer was, once again, the same answer. I swear to God, I don't have anything on Donald Trump. So, again, he's constantly saying stuff like this, where this is coming out, and now all of a sudden he doesn't have anything on him. So, he's already lied. He's lied already. This is insane, right? Like, what's going on here? And then we have this from Therefore I Am, says Michael Cohen's attorney Robert Costello just testified to Congress that Michael Cohen told him that he didn't believe Stormy Daniels' story, only paid her off to save Trump, and Trump had nothing to do with it. This is a huge blow into the prosecution case and completely discredits their star witness. And I'll do this last one here, but let me point my final thing. If this is the case that, he would do anything to not go to jail, absolutely anything to not go to jail, that means he would willingly lie about having information about Donald Trump, even though he said he didn't have anything on it. He swore to God. Say he doesn't have anything on Donald Trump, but he would do anything. That means if these guys are actively wanting to clear his record and all that stuff. So I don't know where he's going with this. It's quite odd on what's going on here in this case in particular, and now I'll give you the actual video at hand.
He didn't believe the allegation of the Stormy Daniels story, that he thought the story would be embarrassing for Trump and especially for Melania, so he decided he would take care of it himself.
Absolutely, and that is contrary to what this guy testified to in court in New York yesterday.
Well, and what's not being talked about is your next paragraph, like the reason and his motivation for that. So if you could just kind of walk through that for the committee.
Yeah, obviously, when we started to talk about the NDAs, and this is the very first meeting at the Regency Hotel, when, by the way, Rudy Giuliani was not involved in representing Donald Trump at that time. Cohen testified that it was a conspiracy between Giuliani and Costello as of this date. Totally false. In any event, he also said that he didn't discuss the Stormy Daniels matter with us, and he certainly did. I specifically asked him because he kept on going back saying, I can't believe they're trying to put me in jail for these NDAs. So I said, Michael, tell me about the NDA. Tell me about Stormy Daniels. What did you do? He said, I got a call from a lawyer representing Stormy Daniels who represented that she was going to testify that Donald Trump had sex with Stormy Daniels. Michael Cohen said, I didn't believe the allegation, but I knew that such an allegation would be terribly embarrassing. He said it would be embarrassing. He focused on Melania Trump. He said, I didn't want to embarrass Melania Trump. He said, that's why I decided to take care of this on my own. Right. I went back to that several times. You did this on your own? On my own. Did Donald Trump have anything to do with it? No. Did you get the money from Donald Trump? No. From any of his organizations? No. From anybody connected to Donald Trump? No. Where did you get the money? I took out a HELOC loan against my property. I said, why would you do that? He said, I didn't want anybody to know where I got this money. I didn't want Melania to know. I didn't want my own wife to know because she's in charge, he said, of the Cohen family finances. He said if she saw money coming out of my account, she'd ask me 100 questions, and I didn't want to answer any of them. It was clear after talking to him for several days after that, whenever we talked on the phone or in my office, that he kept on bringing up the subject that he felt he was betrayed by.
So yeah, again, what we're seeing here is, guys, is that Trump didn't have anything to do with it. He didn't contact Trump. He didn't talk to Trump. He didn't do anything. He didn't ask Trump for money. He literally, what he just did, he did it on his own, got money from his own property, and that's the case of where it is. So, again, this trial is becoming more and more of a sham, more and more of a political attack than anything else, and I think the Democrats are in trouble because, again, how do you keep on moving on to a case like this and saying like, oh, I did this and this and this, oh, I swear this, and he's lying multiple times and all this stuff. Again, these people are evil, these people just want power, and that's all there is to it. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, share, as always, take care my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. Cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.